Why, hello everyone, it's Filibuster Fox, and we are streaming a little early today. That's right, the next round of that Zeke's tournament that we watched a few episodes ago with TGF is continuing on. This is the next set of challenges that TGF faces. Let's see how they do as soon as we get to the point where we can start spectating. Right now, they're in Champion Select, trying to decide their picks and bans, and we are waiting on this. This is, of course, going to be another best of 3 match for TGF against the opponent that I am not sure who they are playing against yet, but we will find out shortly enough. Let's see if I can just pull up the information on this in the background here. Let's see. Zeke's, here we go. Let's look at League of Legends, ongoing tournaments. League of Legends, ongoing, Atlas Gaming tryouts. Here we go. Let's have a look at the bracket. All right, Team Fusion Gaming against One Blood, Team Damon. We've met Team Fusion Gaming, TFG. I kept calling them TGF, I think, but it's actually TFG. Team Dynamic, their players are Sinister Sasuke, Peking EZ1, Ms. Secret, Ilyas Thelio, and Ort. Not really sure who plays what, and we will find out shortly enough. Waiting on this to get started here. There we go. In-game, spectate. Let's switch over to the spectate cam. Bam. There we are. Going to close that. Here we go. All right. For the blue team, we have Demonic, and that is going to be Sinister Sasuke as Jungle Lee Sin, Schmegs as Graves with clans, Ort as the support, Tarek, Dredge Mammoth as Jax, and Peking one as Twisted Fate. We'll see Jax top, Twisted Fate mid more than likely, Graves and Tarek bot. On the purple team, we have Poisonous X as the jungler with Amumu, Lover's X Requiem, and Frog as AD carry and support with Ezreal and Sona. FF Sade as Rumble in the top lane, and Pantheon, Zet Awesome in the mid lane. So we're going to see a match of Pantheon against Twisted Fate, Rumble against Jax, Sona and Ezreal against Graves and Tarek, and Amumu in the jungle versus Lee Sin. So we're going to see a lot of team fight synergy in late game with the AoE comp of purple team. Amumu ult combined with Pantheon ult and Sona ult, and let's throw a Rumble ult in there, and why not an Ezreal ult too? It's all the ults, very area effect, and very nice combination there. Pantheon able to gank top or bot lane very easily because of his ult. And we've got Amumu, of course, always strong in the team fights. For the blue team, Twisted Fate, much like Pantheon, is able to get to any lane very quickly through the use of his ultimate, able to get in on those ganks. Both of them give plenty of warning when they are coming in with an animation there, but oftentimes more than enough time to get the jump on the opposing lane. Twisted Fate is going to have a longer range than Pantheon, so is going to be more likely to be able to get the initial fight started, and Pantheon is going to have to run into range more than likely to catch up to Twisted Fate. Graves, Tarek, very strong early damage against Ezreal Sona. Once again, very strong early damage. Later on, that stun from Tarek is going to be more annoying in lane, but Sona's ult can easily turn the lane around when level 6 comes around. Lee Sin, a strong early ganker. Amumu, not so much of that. Amumu will be much more effective post 6. And we're about to go in the match with 5 seconds remaining. Here we go. Team Demonic versus Team Fusion Gaming for the Atlas Gaming tryouts for Zeke's tournament. The winner of this tournament, of which there's still at least one more round to go after this, gets to be the pro team for Atlas Gaming. Here we go, loading right in. We look at the loading screens. It looks like Ezreal may come out first, but Twisted Fate and Jax are in the last push. He may go to Jax. Jax looks like he's going to be the first on summoning. Jax is the first summoned of the summoners. Ezreal not far behind, kind of frozen up a little here. No one progressing at all. There we go, just a little bit of action, slowing down quite a bit at the end of the loading. There we go, Ezreal and Amumu both finishing off the loading. Here we're going to see next. It doesn't matter. Let's go back to the conversation. Here, I think early game, we're going to see Jax have the advantage in top lane, but by about level 4 to 6, Rumble's going to start to get a serious threat towards him. Jax is dodged completely ineffective against Rumble's AoE AP damage, as well as Amumu coming in. His auto attack's not the threat there either, Jax. Your dodge is going to be fairly well wasted in the landing phase. I have high confidence in FF Sage or Rumble. I am unfamiliar, however, with the blue team and cannot speak as to their skill levels. So we're going to see the sports already starting out with Total Biscuits and the little Ghost Wards. 3 more wards and a mana pendant for Tarek. And, hey, 3 more wards, 4 more wards and a mana pendant and a potion for both supports doing the exact same build. We've got both junglers starting with the same setup as well. Need to reset my headset here so it picks up sound. And hopefully that should start playing sound for me anytime now. You guys should be able to hear the game, but there we go. I hear the game sound now. Lee Sin and Amumu, both with identical builds. The 80 carries, again, identical builds. Top, of course, we're going to have a difference there. Jax with boots, a ward, and a potion. And Rumble with 2 wards and 9 potions. The ridiculous sustained build of the tops these days. And in the mid, we've got 9 potions and 2 wards for Twisted Fate against a flask, a ward, and a potion for Pantheon.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
So we see both teams massing up in the bush between the red and the rays on their respective jungles. Looks like blue team wants to go in and invade the blue. Is red going to do the same, or are they just going to start on the red side of their jungle? What are we going to see from the red team here? Hard to say. Blue team, we're going to see them come up here, get into this bush, and move along. That way is what they pinged up, so we should expect to see that. And looks like Amumu is actually going to start on the red side here. They're going to start with Wraiths. They may move to the enemy Golem after Wraiths. We shall see. Blue team is moving in. They're not going to catch anyone there. The 2 bot laners going to their lane. Everyone on the blue team mashed up in the jungle. Red may get a slight advantage from this if they're able to see. They did ward up their blue buff, and they will know it is getting taken. Amumu very famously mana dependent. So taking his blue buff is a very expected move on them. Blue side, of course, also warding their own blue. Red lane already in the 80 carry lane here, starting to farm up, get that XP just a little. Going to be a CS or 2 ahead of the opposing bot lane before they can get there. But we may see an early gank from this Lee Sin. They may come right in here, hoping to land Tarek's stun on Ezreal and get some damage in. Nope. Lee Sin is going to get his Wraiths. Jax is finally on his way top, going to be quite a bit behind in XP by the time he gets there. We should see Sade at least level 2 by the time he shows up. Pantheon and Twisted Fate starting to poke each other in the mid lane. Everything sorting out into its regular early game attitude. All the laners now in their lanes beginning to do their farm. Blue team slightly ahead, red team slightly ahead in farm because they had that bot lane get there faster. And Amumu is a little faster in the jungle here than Lee Sin at the moment. It's a fairly good way to make up for being counter jungle Amumu, is to simply get more farm faster than your opponent and get your people in the lane much more quickly. Lee Sin taking a whole lot of damage, taking his own blue buff. Top Rumble's already being a little aggressive. That early advantage is going to take away her weak early game. For the mid, not a whole lot of action going either way. 8 potions left on Twisted Fate. All potions left on Zay. Awesome. Sade being very bully up in the top against this Jax. Jax having to blow all his potions. He's completely out of his sustain now. He's entirely dependent on his skills and levels. This may go for an early advantage to Sage, who still has her 9 potions. Mid. Pantheon using one of the charges from his flask. His potion gone. Twisted Fate still with 8 potions. Gonna be a very large sustain problem for Pantheon to get through. Down in the bot, we see Ezreal with 21 farm, a little 4 farm lead, and he still has 2 potions, as opposed to Graves' 0. Have a look at the supports here. Tarek still with his potion and biscuit. Sona also with her potion and biscuit, so they will be fine for now. Jack's going ahead and going B. He's very low from the harass that Sade's been putting on him. First blood in mid. Let's have a look and see what happens, shall we? Didn't go back far enough. Here we go. Blue team ganking in Lee Sin and Twisted Fate on Pantheon. Twisted Fate very, very low. Pantheon almost managed to pick up the kill, but Lee Sin turned the tide, giving that first blood to Lee Sin and an early jungler advantage to them. Mumu, having missed out on both buffs and the first blood, is going to put him a little behind there. Top, Sade going B to refresh. Still plenty of potions. Oh, she canceled that out. She's going to stick around. Schmeegs and Ort seeing what kind of countery they can get going here. Hoping that Ezreal will come out into range of Tarek's stun, but not being blessed with such hopes fruitions. Rumble once again initiating the pokey aggression on Jax, who goes right in to do as much damage as he can. About equalize the damage, but Jax, you have no potions. Rumble still has 6 left after just popping 1 right now. We've got Pantheon a bit behind in the lane here. 3 potions and his flask to 5 potions on the Twisted Fate, who also has a door in the ring. Pantheon with 21 farm to Twisted Fate's 25. Not terribly far behind in that aspect, but Twisted Fate has the assist. Lee Sin looking to get some action up top. Sneaking up for a lane gank here. Pretty close to their tower. Sade may get attacked here. Here it goes. The gank going down on the Rumble. Rumble in a lot of trouble here, having to flash back to her tower to get out of that. Amumu is on the way, however. Amumu could engage on this Jax. Hitting a nice bandage toss on Jax will ensure the kill. Rumble will have enough damage to finish up on it if they are able to get into the position to do so. Jax warding up, getting caught by Amumu, taking some early damage here. Lee Sin zoning out Rumble from helping. Jax being able to escape from that potential disaster when getting caught by Amumu, thanks to Lee Sin's continued presence. Jax going B to heal up. Sage still with 4 potions and staying in lane. Level 6 now to Jax's level 5. Continuing to get that XP and farm advantage by staying in lane. With her 40 farm to Jax's 25. Could be a lot of trouble for that Jax very soon. Pantheon very low. Twisted Fate almost perfectly healthy. Mumu finishing up Graves, and then we probably will see him make an action towards mid lane here, because the Awesome's Pantheon kind of having trouble with the Twisted Fate here. Tarek ready to leap onto this Ezreal as soon as Lee Sin gets into range. Red does not have it warded. They're vulnerable here if they can get in for that stun and get the hits onto Ezreal. It's a lot of trouble for Red here. Are we going to see them get trapped? Ezreal further and further out. They can bait him into using his Arcane Shift. Tarek coming in. Here we go. Here, the action. The smoke grenade. Oh, cleanse right out of the stun. Getting out of the bad situation very nicely. Very nice job there. Cleanse well used, but it is on cooldown now. Poisonous X around to help, with Sinister Suzuki looking to steal his blue buff, but he's not going to have much success here. Poison's right here. Bot lane is on the way to help. Pantheon as well, but it doesn't look like they're going to have any contest in here with the blue buff. Up top, Jax and Rumble having a bit of a fight. Rumble once again popping pushes, and Twisted Fate is coming for the gank. Rumble ults, but Jax walks right past it. Jax barely surviving with very low health. Oh, the Pantheon ult might be able to finish him off. Here it comes. And, oh, Jax flashes out of the way just in time. Twisted Fate able to keep Pantheon off of finishing Jax. Down goes the stun, and we may see Pantheon die here as well. Pantheon does die to the Twisted Fate Jax combination there. That's gold card from the Twisted Fate, stunning him in range for Jax to jump in and kill. Amumu does pick up the blue buff. Lee Sin coming to see if he can take it, but it is not there, Lee Sin. You're not going to have any luck there. Down bot, Sona gets caught by the stun and the burst from Graves, but is Amumu going to be able to turn this around for a kill for Ezreal at least? The ult going down, but Tarek's still very healthy. Graves not even touched, and Lee Sin is here to help. Tarek is going down, but Lee Sin and Graves here to finish this off. Are they going to be able to catch anyone? No, they're going to walk away quite nicely there, picking up a kill for a kill. One support for one support. Not too bad of a trade either way. Either team should be passable with their happiness there. Not a whole lot of threat from that generated. What remains to be seen is how Ezreal and Graves farm in the situation with both supports gone. Graves is going ahead and being, and that's going to give Ezreal a bit of a farm advantage. But he is very low on mana. Going to have to decide if he's going to go B after clearing this wave or stick around. Looks like he wants to go B after the wave, or maybe push up and do some damage. Rumble warding up near the Baron pit to keep safe. Pantheon with a good ward, giving them coverage into both lanes into the red jungle up here. That's going to make top lane very, very safe against ganks, aside from lane ganks. If she keeps it pushed up, she's actually safer than playing closer to her tower at this point. Very good ward positioning. Again, down at bot, also good ward positioning. There is a weakness here from Baron, and here they can get a ward. Here comes Sona to ward. There we go. Bot lane now very, very safe. Any way at their tower is now warded. Sona coming in for a gank in mid lane. Pantheon going right in. Sona missing the ult. Nice flash from Twisted Fate. Getting out of a bad situation very nicely. And turning it into his favor with a lot of damage on both of the mid characters. Rumble and Amumu going for the Jax up top. Caught by the bandage toss. He may not be able to escape from this one. He's jumping right over. Are they going to be able to catch him here? Waiting on the cooldown. He may be able to flash or jump over this wall. There's the ward. And the jump. Amumu hits the bandage toss very beautifully. Nicely sniped there. Poisonous X. A fantastic bandage toss. Ezreal dying in the bot lane to Tarek and Graves just diving him since Sona was not there. They were more than able to take up the tower and kill Ezreal without any help. Lee Sin's also down in bot. They're looking like they want to take down this tower while pushing up aggressively. Lee Sin's just going to finish it off for them to get the lane pushed up. Graves and Tarek are just going to farm advanced while Ezreal is not available. Pantheon Pantheon kills Twisted Fate with the help of Amumu. We're starting to see Purple make a bit of a comeback here. Top tower being pushed down a little by the red team. Sade is going to be up. Dragon not actually being attempted by the blue team. It was pulled out of its pit, but not actually attacked. Pantheon, Sona, and Amumu surrounding the 3 blue. Ezreal's very close and able to engage if they are spotted. They see that ward being taken down. They know Amumu is there. And they've revealed themselves. Amumu's going to initiate. Ezreal is on his way. Is he going to be able to get there in time? The Pantheon ult is going down. It's going to hit no one, actually, but it is going to split them off. Tarek walks right back into the Pantheon ult just in time to die very quickly. Ezreal picking up the kill on that. Amumu's all up in the mix of it, trying to get this Lee Sin down. Graves is well in safe now, but we have Jax turnaround, saving Lee Sin at his own expense. Red team's going to pick up a nice dragon here. Bot lane going B. Twisted Fate going to push out the mid lane, see if he can get some damage on the tower in exchange for the dragon. We're going to see red team try and cut him off here. Ezreal going mid, everyone else backing off to go B. Nice purple ward, enabling them to have the vision there. And delete the enemy's ward when it appeared. That's right, I said delete, not destroy or kill. Delete that ward. Control, Alt, delete all of the wards. Shut down that task. Ezreal getting some decent farm in mid lane before having to go B, having defended the tower. Pantheon will be back in lane in time to defend it against Twisted Fate. Up top, looking at how our top champions are doing, Rumble has 1 death, 1 assist. Jax has 1 kill, 2 deaths, 1 assist. 49 to 67 farm in favor of Rumble. It's going to give Rumble a nice bit of gold there, that advantage, but it's going to only tie them up because of Jax's kill. Lee Sin getting pinged by the red team, aware of his presence. The 1 tower lead for the blue team, giving them a bit of extra gold here with a 600 gold lead, despite being behind in farm for the most part, with the exception of Graves. And Tarek, I suppose, has 2 far more than Sona. Rumble warding up. Blue well aware of it. Jax getting aggressive on Rumble here. Both of them taking about the same amount of damage, but once that spin is gone, Rumble has the advantage. Twisted Fate coming in to help. Rumble flashes out of the way, so Twisted Fate cannot get the kill. Jax survives, thank you to the Twisted Fate's interference. Graves and Tarek covering mid, although most of red team is all around behind them. Lee Sin may get out of position here. If he tries to go in for the steal, no, he's backing out quite nicely. They do have that warded, so they did have vision of all of the red team being there. Rumble, once again, just farming up, getting a further advantage on this Jax. 34 farm ahead, and very nicely done up there. Have a drink of water while we watch Pantheon, shall we? Pantheon hasn't really been having a good time this game. 2 kills, 2 deaths, 1 assist against 1 kill, 1 death, 2 assists. Fairly even in terms of kills, death, assists, but he's behind by about 30 farm in the mid lane against Twisted Fate. An early death to Lee Sin, hurting him quite a lot. 4 blue team pushing up this mid lane. Sona's on the way to help. Amumu and Pantheon the only defense here. They're going to go in on Pantheon under the tower. Tarek tanking it up quite nicely, but the tower dies fairly quickly before red team can take advantage of the damage it's delivering. Lee Sin and Tarek going to take down a ward here thanks to an earlier ward at the blue buff. Sona out of position, potentially able to get caught here, but Tarek wasn't able to quite catch up in time. Amumu and Pantheon coming right in. Past the ward, they're going to know they're going to be there. And Twist Fate's going to try to adjust accordingly. But they know that they back right back out again. Very good ward placement from both teams. We'll have a look at their vision. Blue team has very nice ward placement to cover the bot lane. Almost no angle left unwarded. And once again, up in the top side, they've got coverage of the tri-bush. Not quite coverage of this lane coming in, so they could still be ganked from the river top. That bush keeping mid just a bit safer than the Wraith ward would. Looking at the red team, very, very safe wards. They see both entrances into their jungle in the top. Nice river control. Mumu coming right in. They should know he's there, but maybe he didn't see it coming on the minimap. The ult hitting, the Vantage Toss hitting. Oh, a nice escape there for Jax, but it's not going to be enough. Or is it? Is Jax going to get away in the situation? They don't have vision on him. Twist Fate and Lee Sin both there to help. Lee Sin's going to not Rumble right out of this situation, and they can't fight another tower. It looks like we may lose a Pantheon here. Pantheon going to go down to Twisted Fate. The Ignite and harass too much. Jax did manage to get away. We're going to switch back to all cam here. And Amumu may go down as well here. Rumble doing her best to keep them off. Rumble almost down. Amumu barely alive as well. Both of them getting out safely. But blue team loses their bot tower, but they're going to take top to make up for it. They've got 3 of them here in no opposition. So they're going to take down this tower very quickly and equalize that out and keep their 2-tower lead. Real ult hitting Jax, but not killing. Blue team with a 1.5k gold advantage because of that 2-tower lead. Still Rumble at 100 farm. Ezreal at 150. Twisted Fate is 116 to Graves 152. We're going to see a pretty close match there, but Amu is way ahead in farm in the jungle, and Jax way behind the opposing top. However, Pantheon is way behind as well. 18 minutes in, 1 kill advantage to the blue team. We're starting to see some good team fight capabilities come in from both teams. They're doing a nice job of cat and mouse, a very good map vision. Pantheon taking every farm he can to try and catch up in this. Rumble looking to get aggressive on Jax again. Rumble 2 levels ahead now. The Leandry's finished. Or the Hunting Guy's, I'm sorry, the Hunting Guy's finished. Jax with good health and lifesteal. Dragon is up. Our team wants to go for it. They have the purple ward coverage on it. 2 wards inside the bush there. It looked like for a second, but it looks like I saw wrong. A little error in the game there. I would like to see that repeated. That is a super useful ward right here. No one's ever going to expect the ward in the tree. They're not really going to be looking for it there. They're going to be looking for it maybe in this bush or maybe over here. But in that tree, not so much. Okay, that ward apparently was indeed a fake and a bug in the spectator mode. It actually got here. That or Sona already replaced it. Who knows about it? They've got a ward in the back of Dragon Pit. Red having to pull out the dragon just a bit to try and get it out of their vision range. And having to disengage here because the Jax is on top of Ezreal top, leaving them without an 80 carry for this fight. Amumu getting caught by the gold card. The initiate going in on Pantheon. Amumu ulting, hitting Graves and Taric. But Pantheon a lot of trouble to Lee Sin. Graves taking down Amumu. Rumble taking out Twisted Fate, and Lee Sin taking out Pantheon. Sona's in a lot of trouble here, but so is Lee Sin. Sona not doing enough damage in time to finish off that Lee Sin, and Rumble is not coming to try and finish it. 1v3. That was a good fight for the blue team, taking a steady advantage there. 2k gold lead. They get to the opportunity to kill that dragon to steal the blue buff. Jax still being very aggressive top and dying to the tower. Almost able to take down Ezreal, but not quite sufficient. Sorry, Jax. Ezreal's gonna live, and you're gonna feed him a little more. Lee Sin 301 and Graves 301. Two very dangerous pair of people to have that kind of advantage. Ezreal not far behind Graves, though, with 3-1-1. 21 minutes in. 3k gold advantage for the blue team with a 2-tower lead. 3 kills as well. Taric looking to stop Ezreal up top, but Amumu's coming to help as well. Jax isn't going to get there in time in case they decide to dive, but he won't be far behind. They can't take much damage if they do get aggressive. Amumu waiting. Taric's going right in on Ezreal. Don't know why Amumu's waiting. They've either got to dive the tower or get out of there. Jax now taking over the defense of the lane. Rumble cutting off any assistance, but none is coming either way. We'll have our eyes on Twisted Fate as I have a bit of water.
Lucky them.
Jax and Rumble looking to fight up top a bit as they farm up. Beaston's on his way, but so are Amumu and Pantheon. Pantheon in range of his ult if he wants to come in. Ezreal not far behind. Amumu getting caught by Lee Sin. Or is he? Or is it a trap? It's a trap, and Rumble and Ezreal right there. Pantheon chasing off Jackson top, and Sona not too far behind, but now the blue team is together. Graves is here. Jax is a little separated, but they're going to come back in on Amumu here. Amumu ulting up, slowing down Taric and Twisted Fate. Amumu dying very quickly, and Rumble following. Twisted Fate barely getting away with any health. Oh, Ezreal getting picked off by Twisted Fate. A terrible fight for the red team. It is disastrous for them. Sona trying to escape, but Twisted Fate coming in for a gold card and the ace. Blue team starting up the Baron. Very bad situation for the red team after that ace for no kills. They're now 7 kills behind. As 5k gold advantage for the blue team and a 2-tower lead. And a Baron. Baron buff on all of the blue team now that they all survived that fight. A nice 7k gold advantage for them to help them through at this 23.5 minute mark. Red team's going to have to make something happen soon here, or blue team is going to continue to take advantage of their lead. One thing that happened to the blue team in that previous fight was that they kind of stretched out like spaghetti trying to chase down their opponents, and then they got pulled into the middle, and the front of that string got killed off very quickly, and then the assassins went in for the back. Fight together or die separately. Blue team taking advantage to push up this mid lane here. Shirley is going down to try and catch Amumu here, but he's stunned under tower. Oh, Pantheon taking a ton of damage by going in. So much damage. Amumu barely escaping as well, despite Tarek just tanking the tower. Ezreal not stopping them. Rumble ult also not going to be enough to slow them down here. They've done a little bit of poke damage, but Rumble's getting dived very hard by this Lee Sin. Lee Sin getting away, or Rumble getting away, but not enough as Twisted Fate ults in, killing himself to get the kill on Rumble. But is that going to be enough to allow his team to take the tower or inhibitor here? We've got Ezreal and Amumu and Sona all pushing them back. Jax is split pushing the top. Graves is caught by the Amumu ult and the Sona ult. A lot of damage going down on Graves here. Ezreal needs to quickly get in range to finish him off. Come on, Ezreal, you can get there. And, oh, missed the skill shot, but the Banish Toss hits. That's going to be enough for Graves to die to the Ezreal. Jax not quite engaging on this fight here. Amumu's going to stop that push in top. Pantheon running face first into Jax, who's also running face first into Ezreal and Sona, doing his best to try to get some damage in on there. Tarek's not going to be enough to save you, Jax. Jax, you got to stop pathing through minions. You're going to have to get out of there quick, Jax, if you're going to survive this. And Judge Mammoth's going to die here to the Ezreal pretty soon. There it goes, another down. Tarek in position, stuck in the middle of the red team here. Red turning this around, only 6 kills behind now. They're closing up this gold gap, and they're going to try and take a tower too to help equalize out this mid lane. Lee Sin's pushing up bot, and Twisted Fate and Tarek are in mid to stop them, but it's not going to be enough. Not nearly to save that tower. Red team is going to back out here and not push for the second tower, with Graves now coming up the mid lane to pursue. Jackson not yet alive. Trying to get some farm here. Try and close up this difference as best they can. 8k gold advantage to the blue team. The 6-2 tower lead. That tower lead is being so strong for them right now. Our team has this vulnerable inhibitor in mid, and that could spell trouble for them for any sort of split push. If blue pressures up bot lane or top lane, as they are now, one Graves or one Jax could split push mid and take down that inhibitor. Blue team, or purple team, about to lose their inner bot tower, leaving them with 2 inhibitor towers and nothing else. Blue team massing up again here. Red may have to be careful if they're going to get aggressive. Blue's going to get a free dragon here if Red doesn't interfere, but Red is busy staying together and not getting caught. Giving up the dragon for the safety. Giving a nice 10k gold lead for the blue team. Have to be careful not to get overconfident and throw away their advantage in a bad engage here. Could easily turn around. But they do have a significant lead, and it's going to require a lot of effort. That inhibitor still being alive is a blessing, a huge blessing for the red team. Because if they win a fight, they can do some damage. If that inhibitor is down and they win the fight, they still have to defend. So it is essential that next fight, they keep that inhibitor tower alive, or they're going to be behind the rest of the game until they eventually lose it. Failing some miraculous failure by the blue team to feed them lots of kills, or conversely, a miraculous play by the red team to get it. You may note that I use red and purple interchangeably for the name of the sick team. It's actually the purple team, but they're all red here in the colorblind mode, so I call them as I see it, really. Once again, red/purple team being Team Fusion Gaming against Team Demonic in the blue. Jax initiated on by Amumu. Amumu stunned, unable to ult them into the kill zone. Carrick and Jax looking to counter-initiate here. Lee Sin not far behind. Amumu's in the middle of it, and ults everyone on the blue team. A fantastic initiate. Amumu's going to die there, though. Pantheon as well. Just too much damage and tankiness on the blue team at this point with that 10k gold lead. Red team losing 3 of their members despite the excellent ult from Amumu. Sona dying as well. Only Ezreal survives. This is going to be a win for the blue team. They're going to have a lot of trouble doing anything but winning here. Ezreal trying to go B because he can't come in from behind. But blue team is just going to tank up this tower and take it down. 1 or even 2 Nexus towers, even if they don't take the Nexus, is a death blow for the blue team. Still 15 seconds before red is all up, and this Nexus is going to be dead long before that. That's going to be a victory for Team Demonic. First match of the best of 3 going to them. Is Team Fusion Gaming going to be able to come back from that deficit? We shall see in the second match of this best of 3. Quick check to see. They are in team select now. They have not yet begun the second round. Is the Team Fusion Gaming going to be able to come back from this early loss and get their act together and win this match? Are they going to be able to overcome the psychological disadvantage of having lost that first match and move on in the Atlas Gaming tryouts? We shall see. I'm going to go ahead and pull up my stream here for a second to pull up the chat. There we go. We'll go ahead and close that. There. Now I have the chat open, so you may ask me questions as long as I am not in a game. They're still in Champion Select. Hello, chat. And they will remain in Champion Select until it says they're in game. It takes a bit of time to pick and ban all of the champions in a tournament match unless everyone already knows what they're going and they're just insta-locking in. Very unlikely because there's a lot of counter pick potential that's wasted if you just go with a pre-made combination. Picks having to be discussed over each one. A lot of time is granted in a tournament format. As usual, I would love to commentate on what we're seeing in that situation, but we do have to wait until the game begins to see their picks and bans. Actually, we won't see the bans at all, we'll just see their picks, but that is fine as well. Once again, for those tuning in late, this is Team Fusion Gaming against Team Demonic in the Atlas Gaming tryouts, which is a Zeke's tournament. We've covered the previous round before in one of the previous videos. You can see that by going to the playlist on my YouTube channel. You should be able to pull that up. Let's see if I can pull up the website here. I should have just left that open. And we will discuss what remains ahead of the winner of this match. Let's see, events ongoing. Atlas Gaming tryouts. Here we go. Have a look at the bracket here. Still in Champ Select. All right, so this is the semifinals with the previous semifinals of Mittens and Kittens against Dream Gaming, with Mittens and Kittens taking the lead. They will face up whoever wins this best of 3 in a best of 5 to see who becomes the next pro team for Atlas Gaming. Is it Team Demonic or Team Fusion Gaming who move on? Team Demonic has the early advantage with a 1 win in this best of 3. Are we going to see Team Fusion come back in the second game and keep them alive in this tournament? Or are they going to be knocked out? And is Team Demonic going to move on to the finals? Finals taking place by February 4th. That best of 5 surely to be a very interesting one to see. Still in Champion Select, so we are going to go close that down. Hello to the Feisty Gamer in chat. Minimize that and get ready for the beginning of this match with Team Fusion Gaming against Team Demonic. A brief water break as we wait for them to enter the game. If this was the World Finals, cue the dubstep song. Okay, I'm not going to sing a dubstep. That's ridiculous. Alright. Just holding out, waiting for a hero to be selected so they go into the match and we can see what they've picked. How are these teams going to adjust their comps for this? Is the Team Demonic going to try to keep the same sign of setup? Are they going to get their Twisted Fate or something banned out? We shall see in the second match of this best of 3 between Team Fusion Gaming and Team Demonic. We'll get started very shortly here. Very little time could be remaining in the Champion Select. Within a few seconds here, we should be able to see their picks. Thank you for your patience, everyone. That's just how the system works. Yep. All right. So, if Team Demonic manages to win this, they will move on to the finals and have their shot at being a pro team for Atlas Gaming. Conversely, if Team Fusion Gaming wins this, they can win yet another to have their shot to move on to the finals for this tournament. We're almost ready to get going here. Very shortly now, and we shall see this. Now, this is prior to the Season 3 patch. For the finals, we will probably see the game played in the Season 3 patch, where they will be introducing leagues, they will be bringing back giant belts a bit, and all sorts of little changes that you can see a video on the Riot Games YouTube channel. Very soon here. Oh, and while we're waiting, I can show you that I have won YouTube. Yes, that's right, I have won at YouTube. I have now gotten the coolest of all ponies to subscribe. Rainbow Dash has subscribed to you on YouTube. That's right, Rainbow Dash is a fan of the Filibuster Fox. What? You're not a brony? You don't care if Rainbow Dash subscribed to me? Well, screw you. That's hilarious. I had to take a screenshot of that. Maybe one day Soraka will subscribe to me on YouTube. That would be fantastic. And she used to be my main. Alright. Champion Select should definitely be over very soon here. Just waiting on that to load into game. Not yet able to spectate no matter how much I wish to. Come on. Go into game. Any of you guys into game, and I can see the champions chosen. Are we going to see Team Fusion Gaming try to pull out a trick for the second game? Or are they going to stick to what they know and try to play as best as possible? We may see Team Demonic try to pick out something a little unusual now that they've got the one-game lead and try and take Team Fusion Gaming by surprise. You may wonder why my mouse keeps going over here. It's because right here is my XSplit window, which you cannot see on the stream, but I can see. It lets me see what's on the screen right over there. Change the camera so I can switch to the live cam, whatnot. And, of course, see how many viewers, my bitrate, to make sure my connection is all fine and going. Come on, Champion Select. You've got to be over soon for us to get going here and see our choices. There we go, in-game. Here we go. We can see it now. Blue team with Team Fusion Gaming on the blue trunks against the team of Demonic in the purple trunks. We've got Poisonous X as Malphite in the jungle for the blue team. We've got FF Sade, once again, Rumble in the top lane. Graves, Lover's X Requiem, with Blitzcrank as LTG Frog in the bot lane. And the awesome Swain in the mid. For the purple team, Team Demonic, we have Sinister Sasuke as Cho'Gath in the jungle. Schmeegs and Ort as Ezreal and Fiddlesticks in the bot lane. Dredge Mammoth is York in the top, and Pikangies 1 as Elise in mid. 2 minutes remain before the beginning of this match, so we're going to have a quick talk about what we expect to see from these matchups. Now, Malphite has an extremely strong initiate. Cho'Gath has a lot of peel and a lot of team AoE CC, but he does not have the strength of initiate that Malphite's ult does. Malphite ult, a massive knockup, very difficult to avoid. Cho's being able to be flash out of or anything like that. Malphite much harder to avoid the ult on. Blitzcrank, able to get anyone out of position for an early fight in the team fight. Countered by the Fiddlesticks with the fear and the extremely good early poke in that bot lane. Fiddlesticks support is a very, very annoying situation to go up against. Ezreal, of course, always a strong AD carry and a dangerous pick. Graves, a very strong pick against it. A lot of early damage to make up for Ezreal's early damage. If they can grab an Ezreal with a Blitzcrank pull here and do a lot of damage onto him with the Blitz knockup and the Graves buckshot, we can see some significant advantage for the blue team. Conversely, that fear from the Fiddlesticks, if it hits the Graves, a lot of damage could go down from Fiddle and Ezreal. A very matched up lane. Be interesting to see how it plays out, depending what goes down when. Up top, York against Rumble. Both of them very sustainable, very difficult to push out of lane, and very, very annoying. Not sure what to call from that one. We saw Sade take the early advantage against Dredge in the last round, so we may see something similar here. She may have him fearing this Rumble. Maybe his York pick is an attempt to counter a Rumble, or at least to be uncountered by a Rumble. Elise, a fantastic choice in the event of going against, say, a Pantheon or another AD mid. And here we have Zay Awesome bringing in the Swain. Elise very able to escape from Swain and other ganks with their E in the spider form, allowing her to jump out of position and jump down somewhere. There's a target she can attack. But Swain's going to be a lot of trouble for Elise in the mid-game. Once he gets his ult up and the tankiness going, Swain will be very, very hard for Elise to kill. And here we go into the loading screen. Is everyone ready to crash and not actually get into the game? Yes, we are. I'm going to quickly open up League of Legends again. We've got plenty of time to get into the match here to see the beginning. As soon as it decides to load here. Come on, League of Legends. You can do it. Hopefully there's no queue. Patch 3.01 notes actually available now. Have to check that out after the end of this tournament and discuss that very briefly. But here we go, launching into League of Legends once again, so we can spectate this game and not miss the beginning of the second of the best of three of Team Fusion Gaming against Team Demonic. Team Fusion Gaming in the blue trunks, Team Demonic in the purple/red trunks, as I call them both interchangeably. They are the purple team, really, but they're colored red in this spectate mode. No teleports, no special surprises. A barrier on Ezreal and a cleanse on Graves, exhausts on either of the supports, and ignites on most everyone else except the jungler, who brings smite. Flashes all across, as is to be expected, because flash is basically the skill you need to have unless you're maybe Singed or someone who benefits a lot from Ghost. And here we go, loading in. Let's see how many seconds we miss here. As soon as we load up into the game, very shortly here, we may see the beginning of the match. We may be a little bit behind in the early jungle, but hopefully not too far. Yes, everyone's still in the well. We're starting at the 1 second mark, and here we go. Team Fusion Gaming in the blue trunks at the bottom here, with their builds already popping out. We'll compare builds in just a moment here. And up in the top, we have Team Demonic, the favorites coming out of round one. One more win will move them on to the finals of the Atlas Gaming tryouts. The winner of the tournament will, of course, become the next pro team for Atlas Gaming in League of Legends. And we've got Swain against the Elise mid. Swain building Flask, a potion, and a ward. Elise going with the 8 potions, 1 mana potion, and 2 wards. Elise's poke very strong early. Could be a lot of trouble for Swain in the early game. All the blue team massing up to defend their blue buff, or perhaps engage and steal the enemy red. The purple team in the same sort of idea. Might we see purple team walk right into the brunt of blue team here? Blue team warning up behind so they can't be snuck around behind. Which way are they going to go? Is this going to be... Blue team is pinging that they might be heading this way. Swain walking out of the bush. Are they going to go in? Which team is moving first? Are they just going to walk into each other? Swain is walking in and warding up first. They look like they just want to defend. Looks like bot lane is going to go ahead B. Be a lot of trouble. Red team did see that ward go down, so they are not going to be apt to move in that way. Schmegs obviously thinking that somebody belongs in a museum. Graves and Blitzcrank on their way. Blitzcrank, interestingly, heading more towards mid lane than bot. Now he's heading off bot. There we go. We see Cho'Gath starting up a raise and moving to red buff next. And, of course, Malphite starting with wolves and moving on to the blue. Their early ward protecting the blue gone, but they are quite safe as they are. They're moving up to the top lane, and a lot of help from both mid and top for this blue buff. Cho'Gath mostly doing it on his own, but that's okay. It's Cho'Gath who started cloth armor and 5 pots, whereas Blitzcrank Malphite started with Hunter's Machete and 5 pots. Down in the bottom there, we see pink wards, green wards, and all sorts of wards and potions and stuff. And 1 mana pendant on the Blitzcrank. For the Fiddlesticks, we see something extraordinarily similar, except sans the purple ward. The pink ward, rather. And for mid, we've already discussed their build. So let's look at top's builds. We've got FF Sade with 2 wards and 9 potions against Dredge Mammoth with the 1 mana pendant, 2 wards, 3 health potions, and 1 mana potion. Looking for a very sustaining top lane. They do not want to have to go B before their opponent. Malphite coming around for the golems, then perhaps to blue, and then perhaps to gank a lane. Cho'Gath starting the raise and heading for his own blue. Or rather, after having finished his own blue, taking the wolves, which are neither raised nor prior to the blue. Going back around to get some more farm. We may see him go all the way to 6 before going to gank a lane. Everyone's looking kind of safe here. He may just be better off trying to use his fast farm to get through this faster than Malphite can. Malphite going to be more dependent on getting in there and getting kills early because Cho'Gath is just going to out-farm him in the jungle if they're both staying in jungle. Malphite not even finished with red while Cho'Gath has already finished both his buffs. Malphite may take raids and then get on this Elise here. Elise being very aggressive in the mid lane, pushed up very nicely, putting that pressure on to Swain. Rumble pushed up against tower as well. All of blue team very defensive towards their towers here. Ezreal's very low here. A nice blitz pull could finish it for him. Are we going to see a fantastic pull here? He's in the bush. He is warded, and he misses the pull, but he goes right in and gets the knock-up on Fiddlesticks. The exhaust onto Ezreal. Fiddle very low, but Blitz brought low as well. York aggressively pushing up onto this tower. Rumble with 11 farms, York's 24. Rumble having a lot of trouble farming under the harass of this York with all of those arrays he's spitting out. Looking for another pull attempt in the bot lane. Here goes Blitzcrank into the other bush, baiting that Ezreal Q. Here he goes in position to pull and misses the pull, but Cho'Gath is coming in. This could be a lot of trouble for the bot lane here if Fiddlesticks gets off the fear. The cleanse right out of it. Very nice cleanse by Lover's X Requiem to survive that gank. The fear would have been a lot of trouble if Cho'Gath came in and finished off with a Q. Rumble getting aggressive against York now. That flamethrower doing all the damage it can, with the rays being poked in from distance. No problem at all for York. Looking at mid lane, Swain with 26 farm against Elise's 26 farm. Very even lane there. Swain, how many charges do you have left? Are you out of charges? It looks like he's out of charges on his flash. Elise with 3 health potions remaining. Swain can hold out a little longer and maybe force those potions to be used. He'll have the later advantage. Fight going B, and Cho trying to counter jungle a bit. Nice ward coverage by the red team. That and that warded, keeping top very safe, as well as the enemy raise ward, one of my favorite ward positions. Rumble now the one being very aggressive, pushing York up to his tower. Say getting to the point of the game where her early disadvantage is shoring up. Cho'Gath there to help. York going B due to lack of mana and 1 potion remaining. Sage still with 5 health potions and a ward to keep nice and safe up here as Cho tries to farm. Cho at level 4, Malphite at level 5. Cho, after his early farm advantage, he's spending too much time walking around and not farming. He's starting to fall behind here. Malphite now 12 farm ahead. No kills either way. Sinister Sasuke getting the disadvantage as a result, but trying to bully this opposing top a bit here. Now finally hitting level 5 from the lane farm. Oh, first blood here. Let's back up and see what happened. Down in bot lane, we've got Ezreal, and Fear goes down on Graves, getting the first blood on Graves. Ort is going to go down to the tower, with Blitzcrank getting the credit. Graves, none of it. And Ezreal survives to poke down this tower. Frog very low, not quite able to make something happen here by himself. Going to be right under the tower. Graves already on his way, needs to heal up and get back to lane. No, and Frog cancels the B, sticks around to keep Ezreal from pushing out before Graves can help. Maybe looking to try a cheeky grab right before Graves gets here. Ezreal smartly backing out, preventing anything like that from happening. Arcane shifting away and then walking into the bush. Swain having a nice B as Poisonous X takes over the mid lane and starts beating a lot of damage onto this Elise. Tons of damage going down, but Elise with that cocoon stopping him right in his tracks and enabling her to just go be nice and safely. As Poisonous X takes a bit of farm and stays his early advantage against Cho'Gath. Ezreal ulting down the bot lane to slow that down a bit, doing actually decent damage over to the Graves there. Graves, however, with a Doran's Blade and a Vampire Acceptor, able to heal that harasser right back up from as a result. Ezreal's ult not going to be available for the next fight as a result, unless the fight happens quite a while from now. York once again being the pushy one here. Stayed up against her tower. Malphite is on the way. We may see some action here from the blue team. Fusion Gaming looking to take advantage, but York smartly walks away, warding up his bush. And Wraithing, checking around, heading towards mid. Another ward at the Baron Pit. I don't think you need to place it quite that far into the Baron Pit there. I guess that gives you vision all the way to the back in case someone tries to flash over or something. But I guess that's fine placement. It hits everything it needs to hit. Dredge Mammoth up against Sade in the top here. Sade getting a little bit of poke and receiving some in turn. Be in need of good coffee. At 9 minutes in, we're at 1-1 on both teams at 1 kill. No towers taken. 500 gold advantage to the red team. Team Daemonic in the slight advantage at the onset of the second match in the best of 3. They took the first round and are favored to win this one as a result. If they take this, they go right on to the finals for their chance to become the next pro team for Atlas Gaming. If they lose, then TFG has a chance to come back in the third match. If they win 2 games consecutively, then they move on to the finals and have the chance to become the next pro team. Ezreal caught by Blitzcrank. Malphite's there to finish him off. Blitzcrank may go down to Cho here. Cho peeling off to help against Malphite. Fiddlesticks ulting in very low. Fear all over the place on Malphite. Stuck inside Fiddle's ult. Cho and Fiddle very, very low in health. Both of them so close to death. But Ezreal able to push Graves off of them. Blitzcrank unable to do anything either. Both teams way too low to be able to take advantage. The only one going down, Malphite, with that excellent Fear stuck inside Fiddle's ult. Swain aggressive onto Elise in mid. Elise starting to have a lot of trouble against Swain in the mid game, as predicted. Flashing right out of the stair to prevent her from getting killed there. But that flash being down takes away one of her escapes. She's going to be up and try to just heal up and get some more potions or something here to try and keep her alive against Swain. Swain starting to build up that Rod of Ages to get that extra tankiness and damage. 1.4k gold advantage to the red team. 2 kills to 1 with that Malphite death in bot lane. Blitzcrank with the 1 kill for the blue team. Cho and Ezreal sharing a kill each. 1 assist on Ezreal and 2 on Fiddle. Sade warding up of a Tribush in top. And then going back to push. Lee's being very pushy mid as Swain is starting to walk back to lane, now out of his blue. Unable to be quite the bully he should like to be. Blitzcrank going for the Ezreal here. Arcane Shift saving Ezreal from the Blitz pull. Bigger as red team's gonna help push this up and keep blue defending their nexus against all of the minions from mid and bot. Ezreal getting a little caught here, made down to Graves, and yeah, Graves picks up the kill. Rumble dies for it though. Cho, Yorick, and Elise all still inside the blue base. Swain still not reconnected. May not reconnect in time to have any bearing on this match. That last inner tower is dead on the inhibitor. The inhibitor is going to follow shortly afterwards. This 4v5 is not at all what blue team needed to stay alive in this tournament. Only 2 towers remain. 3 inhibitors are down. And this does not look good for blue at all. Red team did back out here. Rumble's still not alive, and 2 of the red team are dead, but they're caught up in their base here. Their Nexus tower's fairly low. Red team only has to go heal up, maybe take Baron buff on the way out, force blue to leave their base, and the minions will do all the work for them. That, or after they get Baron buff, they can just go in and kill the towers. Without Swain, blue team does not have much of a chance in the team fights. Team fights were already in favor of the red team in this. But 4v5, they are definitely all for them. 33 minutes in, 1 kill advantage for the blue team still. But 8,000 gold behind, 9 towers to 3 in favor of the red team. Red, of course, going for the Baron as they can here. Blue forced to defend against the minions. Stuck in base, still no Swain arrived. 4 minutes after the pause ended. There's going to be a very quick end here. Baron taken for the red team.
Blue team's inhibitor has
Still
fallen
no
soon.
Swain. Red team able to push and win it here if they so desire. A rather anticlimactic end to the tournament. The inhibitor respawning right in front of the red team. Who will quickly take it down. Minions already pushing down one of the towers. Almost no chance for blue to defend this. 1 Nexus tower down, 1 remains. They're getting some nice poke in. Ezreal is caught by the Malphite and the Rumble ult, but he arcane shifts out of the danger zone. Fiddlesticks ult in. Tower poking at Fiddlesticks. Fiddlesticks may actually get killed here, but no, it's not enough. Fiddlesticks survives with his Zanya's there at the end. And this is going to be a good game for Team Daemonic to move in to finish the tournament against Mittens and Kittens in the finals. Team Fusion Gaming losing the second round after Swain disconnects with a dead laptop. A very unfortunate and anticlimactic end, but an end nonetheless. Well, a very disappointing end to that tournament with a quite unfair finish there. 1 player down at the end. It was already in favor of the red team, so it wasn't like it took an even match and destroyed it, but it wasn't terribly far in favor of the red team. It was potential for blue to come back from that, but losing the Swain for the end of that match, so very, very difficult. All right, everyone. Going back to the full screen here, thank you for watching. We're going to tune out the stream here for the next hour or so, or I might get early start on Dungeon Land. If you have not seen Dungeon Land, feel free to tune in. It is a highly entertaining game. Let's see. Let me check with Fancy Zergling. Hey. Up for Dungeon Land now? Or later? Okay, just Dungeon Land. So we're going to go offline for a brief moment so I can separate this from the Dungeon Land stream. That way I can upload them to YouTube separately. And I will rejoin you shortly. This has been Filibuster Fox testing a round in the semifinals of Team Fusion Gaming against Team Daemonic in the Atlas Gaming tryouts in the Zeke's tournaments. Team Daemonic wins 2-0 in the best of 3 and moves on to the finals against Mittens and Kittens. I hope everyone has enjoyed watching this, and we'll tune in next time. Every day, 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern.